Your manager ignores opinions. They are dismissive. They play favorites, and somehow the people who actually deserve the good work never get it. If you're nodding right now, this one's for you. Most of us already know what it feels like to work with a bad manager, and most of us struggle to deal with it. So let's talk about it. Working with a bad manager can take a toll. Over time, you feel disillusioned with your work and lose interest entirely if it goes on long enough. People often complain about burnout because of workload, but burnout because of a bad boss is much worse. Because not only are you tired with work, you feel hopeless, and that feeling almost never goes away. The first thing you need to realize is most of your team probably feels the same way. It's not usually everyone, but I can guarantee you are not alone. Talking about this can help, so maybe try to find others and just vent it out. It will make you feel less isolated and less lonely. And the bonus is that you can confirm if what you believe is actually true. Also, a little bitching never hurt anybody. Now, if talking doesn't help, you are going to have to be prepared to try things that might make you uncomfortable. Instead of waiting for your manager to pick you for important work, start asking for it. To be honest, this is something you should do even if you have a good manager. It may seem like you're being aggressive, but it's really just about being assertive and knowing your worth. It's very rare to get what you deserve without asking for it. But when you have a bad manager, it can be the only way to get important work that helps you stand out. If your manager plays favorites, make sure you have an argument ready for why you would be a good fit for the job. That way, you make it hard for them to pick somebody else and it forces them to explicitly explain why they want to pick their favorite. Now, keep in mind if your manager does not like you, and yes, that does happen, asking for work might not work. But the plus side is it'll be very clear to you, in which case you can plan what you want to do next. Another thing you can try is talk to their boss. I know it feels like you're tattling, but if it comes to this point, it's usually your last resort. Companies that care about maintaining a good culture for its employees usually have tools in place to help with this. They can be GPS surveys and conversations, skip level calls, anonymous reviews for colleagues and bosses, and so on. Most of us tend to ignore these tools completely, but that's part of the problem. Managers have bosses too, and they could help you solve problems if they only knew what the problem was. Using these tools helps highlight these problems, and negative reviews from the team puts pressure on your boss to make changes. Even if these tools aren't in place, you can still request skip level calls directly. If you're not comfortable with the call, just send an email or a message. Make sure to frame the message as a way of highlighting problems and not just complaining though. Now, I won't lie to you. Chances are that providing a negative review and being honest in the skip level calls won't solve anything. This may seem discouraging, but keep in mind that all of these tools are also a way for you to evaluate the company you work for. Do you really want to be working in a culture where the opinions of your team are not taken seriously? If you work in a large organization, you can also try requesting a switch to another team. I know the grass isn't always greener and all that, but sometimes it actually is. A different team and manager can help you feel better, and it gives you an opportunity to actually grow rather than being stuck waiting for a chance. And working on different challenges can help you rediscover your passion for work. Now, it's important to mention that most bad managers aren't actually bad. They just don't realize they're doing anything wrong. And I've personally seen so many situations that would have been resolved really easily if the team just voiced their concerns. Most managers and leads want to help you make your job easier, so talk to them. Set up regular calls for feedback where both of you get a chance to speak about problems. Check in regularly to make sure their expectations of you are fair, and ask for what you can do differently. Give them a chance before you give up. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. If you are in a situation where nothing helped and the rest of your team doesn't really feel the same way as you need to ask yourself if your manager is really the problem. It can feel like you aren't being heard or seen, but maybe you are voicing concerns in a way that isn't productive. In one of my previous jobs, I was constantly frustrated because my feedback and opinions were not taken seriously. I always thought my manager just didn't like me, but in hindsight, I just took things way too personally, and that resulted in me being angry all the time. Looking back at the way I presented my opinions and feedback, I probably just sounded like a grumpy guy complaining about everything. It also affected the way I looked at work, treating it like a chore and forgetting how passionate I really was about it. For my colleagues, it probably felt like I was ranting and yelling at them because I just couldn't get out of my head enough to see what I was doing wrong. And my attitude made it hard for me to realize nobody else was facing the issues I was. I know it might not be what you want to hear, but if you are the only one facing all the problems, then maybe you are part of the problem. Being a senior in the team doesn't just mean your opinion is valuable, but it also means that it is your responsibility to help the team get better. Instead of ordering people around, explain your side of things by providing examples from your experience. Show people that you aren't throwing your seniority around, but using real on the job experience to help them. That's what makes them listen to you. Dealing with a bad manager can be hard, but it's harder to self reflect and find ways to improve yourself. Communication is key, so make sure to talk to your manager regardless of whether you think that the problem. All feedback is good feedback. At the end of the day, your manager is just one person in one job. Don't let them be the reason you stop growing. I'll see you next time.